Feedwater Systems and Water Treatment Protocols, Week 3. Objectives. After studying and reviewing this unit, the student should be able to understand and describe the fuel cutoffs when water levels are low for any reason, how these low water cutoffs function and its relationship with the water columns. The student will also explore other various components related to the feedwater system and the importance and protocols to be followed for water treatment. The student will define and explain at the end of the week the use of low water cutoff switches and how these systems work in conjunction with water columns. The student will define and describe the feedwater system and steam boilers, the most common ones, and related components. The student will explain why steam boilers use feedwater heaters and list the most common types of steam boiler feedwater systems. Define the various types of feedwater pumps, their function, and how these pumps are an integral part of the steam boiler system. The student will define what is water treatment in steam boilers, what are the procedures to treat water for steam boilers, and what could happen if these protocols are not followed. The student will explain how to properly test the feed water to the steam boilers and how to create logs and properly record the testing results to maintain a record of the water conditions. The student will describe the role of water treatment chemical suppliers and how these organizations can aid the operating engineer to maintain proper water chemistry. Competencies. Water treatment protocols, chemicals and chemical suppliers, testing procedures, low water conditions and consequences of low water conditions, feedwater logic and the sequence of operation including heaters and pumps. Introduction. After this week, the student will understand and apply the gained knowledge to describe the steam boiler feedwater systems. These systems include, but they're not limited to, all the feedwater piping, pumps, meter, gauge, valves, side glasses, water columns, and other devices which help the operating engineer safely monitor the feedwater flow and levels to the steam boiler. In addition, the student will also review how steam boiler operating engineers deal with water quality and the possible consequences if chemicals are not used to change the water dissolved solid levels, pH levels, and other conditions necessary to have clean steam and clean condensate. If these variables are not monitored, the results could encompass higher maintenance cost, unreliability, and decreased boiler life among many other costly consequences. Fresh water supply. Proper water level is imperative for boiler operation. To ensure these proper levels, the operating engineer uses water columns and safety devices such as low water cutoffs that stop the burner in case the water gets too low and create an unsafe condition. Gauges and water columns are used to visually inspect the water level. These devices work in conjunction with the mechanical safety devices. Alarms provide audible and visual signals to the operating engineer so he or she can make corrective measures. Feedwater heater preheats the water entering the boiler to improve efficiency, prevent thermal shock, and increase water quality. The combustion products are used to preheat the water. Feedwater systems. Deaerators use steam to remove air and other gases from the incoming fresh water. Feedwater heaters can be either open or closed. With the open system, the steam and water mix together at atmospheric pressures. The closed system uses steam and heat from the blowdown system. Economizers are heat exchangers that use the products of combustion to preheat the incoming fresh water. Surge tanks allow the steam boiler to store extra condensate instead of releasing it and waste energy. Feedwater pumps deliver fresh water to the steam boiler. Water treatment. Boiler water analysis should be performed periodically by a professional in that field or a trained operating engineer. These testings will ensure that the condensate and fresh water do not create problems for the steam boiler such as scale, corrosion, caustic embrittlement, priming, carryover, and foaming. The water analysis will show the water conditions such as hardness, dissolved solids, and boiler blowdown removes mud and precipitate from the boiler drum. Review this week's contents and use the textbook practice quizzes if the textbook provides them. This will give you an opportunity to test your knowledge and be prepared for the final exam.